In this video, I'm going to share 4 useful formulas that every music producer should know, and I'm going to show you how to use all of them in an example song. Starting with the easiest formula first, converting your BPM to milliseconds. This is useful if you want to fine-tune anything that uses milliseconds. We're talking pre-delay, delay with milliseconds, or ADSR envelopes, any value that has milliseconds to it. These are some chords I have right here. And I want to add delay that automates, which is an effect that only really works with millisecond delays. Here's the formula. The length of one beat in milliseconds is 60,000 divided by your BPM. So that's what it is for one beat, but it's nice to know more than that. So that's why I created a shortcut for this. I actually made a shortcut for all of these. If you don't know, Shortcuts is a coding app that's native to Mac and iOS. I'll have the shortcut to each of these in the description. This is what it looks like. We want BPM to millisecond. So I'm just going to press that to 110. So I say done. And it has a bunch of important information. I actually spent some time working in HTML to get that looking nice. From that table, we saw the 8th note was 273 milliseconds. If I wanted to change that to be like a dotted 8th, it was 409. Right click, edit value, 409. If you are an Ableton user, you don't have to go through all those steps. Highlight the length you want, and it's going to show it down at the bottom. This second formula, converting beats per minute to hertz. This one's useful for like an acceleration effect. Sometimes in future-based songs, you'll hear this. Maybe for granular synthesis. Some granular synths don't have a BPM option. I have something in the song that I wanted to add. It's an effects sound. I have LFO modulating an EQ and an auto filter. We want it to be on time here, but have a smooth acceleration effect here. The calculation for this is the hertz value equals 60 over the length times your BPM. The length is in bars, so if you want 1 bar, write 1. If you want a beat or a quarter note, just write 1/4. Showing off the shortcut, BPM to hertz, or BPM 110. And our relevant hertz values are right here. This is what it sounds like now. It is a bit extra. I'll probably turn this down in the mix. I just wanted something a little crazy in there. You're going to get better results if you use a plugin with a retrigger function, because the LFO isn't always going to start in the same place every time you press play. Formula number 3 is calculating the frequency of a note. This one converts your note name to hertz. Here's the formula. To calculate the frequency of the note you want, you take your tuning frequency and multiply it by 2 to the power of n over 12, where n is the amount of semitones, positive or negative, you are from A4. Most of the time, your tuning frequency should be 440 unless you're doing something with non-traditional tuning like bagpipe music, which can tune to something like 478. This is something I wanted to add in here. I heard some frequencies in there that I want to take out, and using a piano figured out it was A#/B flat. So I'm going into this shortcut I made, note to hertz, and I'm going to figure it out, A# or B flat, and it just gives me a list of the frequencies. The 4th formula is calculating a more natural formant shift without plugins. When you speed up a song, it will sound higher in pitch, so you can actually take advantage of those physics and record something at a slow tempo in a lower key and speed it up for a formant shift effect. So the magic is in the new BPM, recording at a new BPM. This is how you calculate that. Here's the formula. Yuck, ew, confusing, right? No, not confusing. All you need is your song's BPM and how many semitones higher or lower you would like the formant to sound. I like +2 semitones because it's not too exaggerated for a pitched up sound. This is the shortcut, the formant changer calculator, 110 and +2 semitones. And it spits out the directions. To make the formant of your voice sound 2 semitones higher, follow these steps. So that's what we're gonna do. I like using a piano to map out what pitches I want to sing and then to transpose those down so I can just listen to the piano. After all of those steps, pitch it back up 2 semitones. This is what it sounds like. Keep on dancing, I can feel it. I was going for more like a Daft Punk type vocal, so I wanted to add in some extra sounds. Keep on dancing, I can feel it. If you want to hear the full beat, this is what it sounds like. Keep on dancing, I can feel I hope these 4 formulas were useful, and YouTube says you should check out this video next, so I'll see you there.